Hello and welcome aboard WhalePod to another Genshin Impact video. I am your Captain Whale, and in today's video we will once again be continuing the Chapter 3 Archon quest here in Sumeru by heading back to Grandava Ville. The Ville just sounds so forced, why couldn't they just called it Village? We're going to teleport to the Statue of the Seven. And because it's so much more fun than the Inazuman Thunder Spheres, we are going to use these new Dendro grappling hooks to arrive there swiftly. Now, WhalePod, before we take another couple steps forward and go over that, I realize I forgot to go over a little bit of the wrap-up from 2 episodes ago's Artifact Strongbox shenanigans, in which we were fishing for Viridescent Venerer. And boy did we ever fish. Look at our boy Kazuha now. 994 elemental mastery. Over 400 increase to his elemental mastery from getting, instead of just having a main stat EM hat, also having a main stat EM goblet as his off piece, and a main stat EM timepiece, as well as a feather that rolled into 58 EM, and a flower that rolled into 63 EM. With that, Kazuha, while he lost a lot of flat animo damage, gained more than enough swirl damage to make up for it, and now provides us with a whopping 39.76% damage bonus with his 4th Ascension passive, which is sweet.
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back. How did it go?
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. No need to worry. Huh. Wait, is that? Oh no, Hypatia!
This might give away that I am a bit of a dork for the lore of a specific trading card game, but that bird's a Phyrexian sleeper agent. Kill it!
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following when you first arrived in Sumeru.
Oh, her? How could we forget? So did something happen?
Let me see what's written in the letter first. Oh.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Just let Paimon read it. Huh? All Paimon sees are 3 squiggly lines.
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandharvaville, Hypatia resumed her meditation. She must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations. This letter is her asking us for help. We need to go.
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, how did you know all that from just a few lines on the paper?
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines. And by the time we found her... well, I'd prefer not to remember that. Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as quickly as possible. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon, Traveler, could you two bring these to her?
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the Traveler be okay if her cave is still filled with that funny incense?
Let's find out. Here. Traveler, take a smell and see. So, how do you feel?
It's a light and refreshing fragrance.
Huh? Really? You're not feeling even a little drowsy? But wait, how'd you know that she'd be okay this time, Tainari?
Back when we were clearing the withering zone, I observed that she could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. I knew then that she would be fine. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw while you were unconscious?
What I saw weren't hallucinations, were they?
That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize for deceiving you. Because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sumeru, but the entire world of Tevat. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that that duty has fallen to me, it was part of my responsibilities to ascertain whether you could be entrusted with the fate of Sumeru. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence, and I no longer feel the need to hide any secrets from you.
What exactly was it that I saw?
When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul. What you witnessed were actually real memories contained within Irminsul itself. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of Spirit Borneal are aimed at establishing a connection with Irminsul, just as you did.
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us? Seriously, she completely ignored us the last time we tried talking to her.
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that time, she must avoid communicating with others. Please, wait here for a moment.
My mic wasn't on for Star that. I see you, Sleeper Agent Bird, is what I was trying to say.
Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other ingredients. I'm sure it'll come in handy. Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her and she'll answer any questions you may have.
Thank you.
No. I should be the one thanking you. You've both been a great help these last few days.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing.
Box lunch and a letter. I wonder when Kale is going to give us that pita pocket recipe. There are noticeably few Sumerian recipes available for purchase right off the bat. There are about 5 that can be bought just immediately, and the rest have to be, I don't know, maybe found through quests or progressed in reputation. I don't know, something like that. Ah, the weed den.
Hello? Hypatia? Hey, there's nobody here. Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area.
It sounds like it's coming from inside the cave. It's... these names are gonna kill me, guys. It's... Hypatia, is she okay? And it's a Korok! It should be no surprise about the Zelda connections here. I have mentioned before my intention to Let's Play both the sequel to Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild on the channel at some point. Bye-bye, Korok.
Hypatia, are you alright?
So hungry. Need water.
She somehow has more energy than I expected.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Let's try finding some water first. Huh? Wait. Why does it look super foggy outside all of a sudden? Anyway, let's go look around.
It looks foggy because of the Korok.
Huh? How'd things out here end up looking like this? What happened? And where are we?
Relax, Paimon. There must be a logical explanation for all this.
Really? Oh, maybe you're right. Let's go investigate the area.
Yep, that cave is a weed den, confirmed. Door of Resurrection activated. This is classified as a domain, it would seem.
Wow, this place is huge.
Quit panning up to the sky.
Off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows?
Yeah, we've used these mushrooms many times before, game. In case you were wondering what that said, you gotta, well, these domain ones are different. I remember these from one of the Trounce domains here in Sumeru had a lot of these domain exclusive bouncy shroomies. That is the way of the on. Anything special over here? Yealon can cover ground faster. Nope, just the way we came in. Or maybe just the way we came in. Yeah, this looks like just the way we came in. Big waste of time, but if there was even one chest around there, it would have been worth it. Ride the shrooms again. Ah, that's what we're supposed to do up there. Ride the shrooms. That sentence sounds a lot worse than it actually is, believe me. And because of the stupid physics of how the glider works when turning, in other words, it turns like a battleship, we were not able to make it on that last jump. But we made it on this one, so everything's fine, right? Bouncy shroom. Primeval rosin in domains. You will sometimes find primeval rosin in sealed paths that correspond to them within domains in Sumeru. Collect 3 primeval rosins within these domains to unlock the corresponding path. Pick it up. This is similar to if you've played through the Inazuma arc or have watched anyone play through the Inazuma arc. Similar to the 3 little, like, electro insignias you need to collect in certain domains in order to progress forward. Try to get to the special cave. Ah, speak of the devil, we're in Inazuma now.
Huh? What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
Because we're reliving our memories or something, Paimon. Something weird and weed related. Still technically in Sumeru, as we are getting dendro sigils from the chest. Ah, hat. Yes. A second one of these. Yes. Ride the bouncy mushrooms. These ones are not elementally receptive like the ones out in the overworld, remember that. Ah, back down this dead end again.
Take it easy.
We could have found this already, but we were dumb.
Germinate!
Because sometimes content creators are dumb. It takes a lot of effort to make all this content, you know?
Right now.
No, 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 no. Stop it, stop it. Stop it. I'm mashing every button I can. I can't get out of this. I don't want to be in this. I want the chest. Well, you stupid piece of crap. Gotta hook our way out of here. There's the door we need to get to, but we're taking a detour. Because I am not letting an exquisite chest, those have been a rarity since the days of Mondstadt and Leah, slip by my grasp. I remember the days exploring Mondstadt and Leah for the first time, when Seelies would give you these for returning them to their courts instead of the dinky little common chests they give you now. Quit being so stingy, Seelies. And we just missed it. That's right. Means we get to take another trip on the shrooms again. That sounds way worse taken out of context than it actually is. But I love that about it. And we'll get a couple more trips on the shrooms. Double boing. A grapple grapple. Double boing, double grapple. Investigate the courtyard far down the corridor. Back in Inazuma.
What in Tibet is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good.
I think if anything, this just more confirms that Scaramouche's delusion is going to turn out to be Dendro. Ah, it's one of these. Aha, this is the spot to line it up from. Let's get someone shorter out here. Boom. Investigate the corridor. And we all know Dendro and Electro do react together, just like Hydro and Electro and Pyro and Cryo, which were the last two Harbinger boss element combos. So a Scaramouche that utilizes Quicken, Spread, and Aggravate would be pretty scary to face, as those reactions are kind of strong. So strong to take Kaching from bottom tier DPS to top tier. Moga, if you ever see this, your day as a Kaching main has come.
Well. Looks like we meet again, traveler.
Didn't Dain and I kill you, buddy? What are you doing here? Go home, Abyss Herald, you're drunk.
The Abyss Herald! What are you planning to do in this strange place?
Strange place. Plotting.
Ooh, I'm so scared.
Right now. Right here.
Spring forth! Covenant of the deep!
Ooh, you're already in your shield phase.
Allow me!
Whale power say what?
Right here.
Well, this is a scripted fight.
Is that all?
Scatter! Huh? Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We faced others like him before! What's wrong this time?
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are.
My journey will not end here. I still must find my brother. No, seriously, dude, if you lay even a finger on a hair on my head, your prince is gonna kick your trash.
Your brother? Oh, pitiful traveler. Are you really so ignorant? Or are you just living in complete denial? His Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in his eyes is that of an annoying bug, only to be stepped upon. The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey is meaningless. But don't you fret now. Today will be your last. Now die!
Uh-huh. Too bad nobody told him. When you die in your dreams, you don't die for real. You just wake up. What was all that just now? Strange. It feels like I was just dreaming for a moment there. But I can't remember what I saw.
What do we do? We haven't seen Hypatia anywhere out here. Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see how she's doing.
Ah, so sweet.
Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that?
She's barely conscious, Paimon. She's on a serious Naku weed high. Sorry, I kinda zoned out for a second there.
Are you okay? That's really not like you. Anyways, we can talk about this later. We better make sure she's alright first. Whoa, wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her. We can put that to good use.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring you some food and water. Here, we have a letter that he asked us to give you.
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me. You even brought all this fruit.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. It was already here when we arrived. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips. How did you end up like this anyway?
Oh, really? I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from my, neighbor. Must have come by and saw me like this.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Kind of like a cabbage.
Oh? So you're able to see them too?
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a strange dream? Isn't that a little too crazy to believe?
No, I actually do believe what the traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up scaring my timid little neighbor here. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order to scurry away.
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your neighbor exactly?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the Archon. I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Ermin's soul. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I had touched. And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. They just kept doing whatever they were up to. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh, and then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby a few days later. And they weren't alone. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me.
What fascinating creatures.
Yes, no doubt about that. By the way, Tainari mentioned in his letter that you had questions for me regarding Ermin's soul. Sorry about that. Sounds like just drinking juice still isn't quite enough for my stomach.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. Besides, Paimon's getting hungry too. Let's eat first and talk about Ermin's soul later. Alright, we're up, Traveler. Today's menu will feature sweet madame and a radish veggie soup. You'll love them, Hypatia. They're our specialties after all.
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it. It's been so long since I've had a decent meal, too. To be honest, the last time had to be when Tainari came to visit.
And of course we fall back on the same old boring Mondstadt staple foods. There it is. Yoimiya, come on out. We need you to light a fire.
All done. Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us since we already washed it. Oh, it smells amazing. And the box is a nice touch too. Let's go serve this up and start eating with Hypatia.
Your services are no longer required, Yoimiya. Thank you for lighting that fire for us.
It's time to you already finished cooking? Mmm, smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this. Cooking really isn't my forte. Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn eel for the first time. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth.
I think I understand.
Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was she sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, she could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry though, it appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spiritborn ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul at will.
Whoa, you're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies. Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact. I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Whoa, so knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous. Aren't you afraid of the risks, Hypatia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the god of wisdom herself, and they have the curious power to make people dream.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Huh. Is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical.
Reminds me of the dream I saw from the Aranara. It was a big chaotic mess.
Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child again. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she connected with Irminsul?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Irminsul itself. World forget me. What could that possibly mean? If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have some more answers for you. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me.
Since these names are going to be the end of me, I'm going to choose the option that doesn't have it. The only thing that is worse than trying to pronounce all these Indian, Middle Eastern, and Egyptian names is trying to pronounce the Welsh names in Xenoblade games. We wish you luck in your endeavors.
There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to tasting some more of your cooking.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
And once again, my problem with pronunciation of these names from different languages is stemming from the fact that I'm just a dumb American. So don't hold it against me. Hold it against the 26 years I've had of being a native English speaker. Hey, Stumpy Stumpies. You ready to get zappy zappied?
Emerge, right here.
So much for the ferocious beasts of Sumeru, right? Granted, when you're not one-shotting them with a C6R5 Miko, they do take a few hits to go down. They're definitely the chunkiest bits of raw meat I've ever encountered in this game.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the Academia, not to cause a scene.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
I see. Huh. and I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort, and now he requires your assistance.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City, that is.
And how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer as of now.
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master? If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tainari, but you...
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but I had to refuse on account of all my responsibilities here.
Calling it right now, Kage's an undercover Abyss Lector.
But all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She answered a bunch of questions for us, too.
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer. I assume you will be heading to Sumeru City, correct?
That's right. We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have any idea on how we can find her?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any advice for you there.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try asking in Sumeru City?
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly short, and most of my acquaintances are researchers. How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Amorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Asking him might prove worthwhile. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you, but maybe you can give it a try.
Oh? What is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Some say that this very item is the basis of Sumeru's reputation as the City of Wisdom. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise, so I'll leave it to them to show you how to use it.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! But wait, before that...
We need to say goodbye to Kale.
That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before we leave. Is she doing better now?
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path towards the North Crossing. She knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted to see you off.
Thanks, Tainari. All right, let's go!
Farewell, and good luck to you both.
And great. Kale can see us off next time, because that's where we're going to end this video. I hope you've all enjoyed the absolute shroom, or in this case cabbage trip we took at the courtesy of our little "my cabbages" kid back in the cave. That Abyss Herald was all bark, no bite in the end, despite it being a scripted fight. I have been your Captain Whale. Thank you all for watching Whale Pod. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and consider subbing to the channel. It costs you nothing and helps me out immensely. If you do sub to the channel, please do ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all my latest uploads. As always, comments are welcome down below, and if I do post a question of the day, I'm not sure whether or not the Genshin Impact videos will always have one or not, please do feel free to answer it. But until next time, Whale Pod, I hope you all are having a fantastic day, but this is goodbye.